Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin. I hope you guys are having a good night. Please make sure you start this video off by clicking that thumbs up button. Also make sure that you share this video on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you share our videos. Also make sure that you are using that hashtag The Scorpion Show so I can see it on Instagram, so I can see it on Twitter, and so I can see it on Facebook, so you can see your name scrolling across the bottom of this video. If you're watching on your mobile device, if you're sitting at your computer, click that thumbs up button. You know what's so crazy? It's so crazy how people can hit the like button on Instagram just like that. And nobody does that when they watch the videos. Like, don't be saying like 15,000 people watching, only 2,000 people liking. Click that like button. Then when you're sitting there watching it, take your thumb or take your finger on that mouse and click like, or take your thumb or your finger on your phone and click that like button. Don't get me all started today. So yeah, on October 19th is the Philadelphia AIDS Walk. I will be doing the walk again. This will be my 4th year doing the walk. And this year the walk is a little bit shorter. It's actually 5 miles shorter. It's a 3-mile walk, which is 5K. And I would love for you guys to walk with me. Last year, one viewer walked with me, but I'm not going to judge y'all. I'm not going to judge y'all for not showing up, because I know it's a long walk. But this year, I hope that you're able to walk with me. Also, for registrations, that will be available tomorrow. I tried to do all that today, but it wouldn't take my password. I had to email the people. Now I got to call them tomorrow because they told me they want me to call because they got 2 Kevin Senders and they don't which who is who. So look, I got to call them tomorrow and let them know. I'm pretty sure both of them were probably made by under 2 different emails. So anyway, yeah, I hope that you're able to do that walk with me. And if you can't walk, if you would like to donate, you can donate. My thing is this year, you know, the past couple years I've been asking you guys to donate. I'm not asking you to donate. If you want to donate, that's fine. And I'll have the link for you to donate because I really want more people to do this walk. Whatever you donate goes towards Philadelphia and living with HIV and AIDS. It helps them eat. It helps them with medical and things like that. So if you still want to donate, you can do that. But I really want you guys to do the walk. And maybe afterwards we can go somewhere and get something to eat. Y'all let me know what the hell y'all want to do. So I've also been looking for volunteer bloggers for thescorpionshow.com. So if you want to be a volunteer blogger, please visit thescorpionshow.com for more information. And then after you look at the details of what I'm looking for, if you think it's you, please make sure you email me and show me some of the work that you have done. I really wanted to start doing it last week, but you guys, I was very busy, so I couldn't do a lot of stuff. Like videos were being uploaded, sometimes with no title, sometimes with barely any editing at all. And you know, I was busy. So I know I've been telling y'all I've been busy, but y'all didn't know why I was busy. Some people probably caught the hint, but I was busy because I got picked to be a juror on a case. When I went to jury duty last Tuesday, I was not expecting to get picked. I answered all the questions truthfully, because it's me. I'm a truthful person, and so I did all of that stuff, and we found out what the case was after I sat there for a good 45 minutes. You know, we found out what the case was about, and it was a trial for attempted murder versus, we had 3 defendants on trial for attempted murder. So it was 3 separate cases in one. So, you know, after, you know, something I noticed different was before, when I did, because I was on the case before 7 years ago. This year it was different because they called you out individually, not with everybody in the same room, but they had you in the back room, and when they asked for your number, they had you come out and the judge asked you questions. So I guess I was number 16 on the trial. I was number 16, not for the trial. I was number 16 as in my pool, my jury pool. And I go out there, I sit down, the judge asks me questions. He's like, first of all, Kevin, I just found it weird that you're a video blogger. What is it that a video blogger does? And then I told him about what I do on YouTube. And then he was like, have you ever talked about cases before? And I was like, yes. I said, we talking about a lot of high profile cases, especially Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Casey Anthony, and some other ones I couldn't think of right away off the top of my head. So he's like, okay, okay. And then he was like, you said you know someone that was a victim of a crime, and I talked to him about my nephew. I can't be all happy like talking about that. So, but before it was just good questions back and forth between the judge and myself. And when he brought up my nephew, I just was, I told him about how he was murdered, and then like all the gloom and doom just came over me, and I started crying. But I wanted to get through. I wanted to get through the questions because I didn't want to sit there and be breaking down and crying. Then the lawyers all looking at me and stuff. So he asked me, he's like, "Do you think you could do this case?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm a fair person. Like, all you have to do is make sure your stuff is right." I didn't say make sure your stuff is right, but I am a fair person. So we talked for a good 5 minutes, and he's like, "Just wait outside." So I sat down, and I'm still shaking up because I was crying, and they called me back in the room, and it's like, "You are juror number." I ain't gonna say my juror number because I don't know that people family, and I don't want nobody looking for me. So it's like, "Congratulations, you're a juror number such and such." And I'm like, OMG, they picked me for this case. They're like, "Oh, you could go home and come back in 2 days." So I came back, and this time, like, nobody that was in the jury pool with me was in that room. So this was like a case that they really, I guess they were looking for good-minded people for this trial. So this trial, as I said it before, it was 3 defendants, it was 3 cases in one trial for attempted murder versus versus the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. What had happened was the person got shot 5 times in the face, in its stomach, and in the legs. And at first he said, "I don't know who these people was. I don't know who shot me." Then a couple days later, he started talking to the cops about who shot him and everything. It was the case that the case was just crazy to me. I didn't know why they were. I mean, I understand why they putting these people on trial, but it was bad. It was a bad. I felt bad for the attorney that had the prosecutor against them because she was put on the case because the person that was originally on the case had got a promotion, so they just threw it into the next person's lap. And here it is. She has to get all this evidence together. She did a great job. She did a great job. But if you're going to prosecute anybody, you better have every goddamn proof in your evidence. And if you don't have your proof in the evidence, then we are going to vote not guilty. Not guilty. And that was the verdict. For 5 days, what was it? Thursday, Friday, Monday. Like, originally she was supposed to have like 20 different witnesses to come. We only seen 7 witnesses. And when you a witness, it's scary because you never know, someone tries to kill you for being a witness. And I mean, this trial was just crazy. And I really don't want to talk about all the details of the trial because I don't need nobody looking for me, goddamn. I don't know. I don't want nobody looking for me. But look, what can I tell you, okay? Let me tell you, the lawyers were entertaining. They were entertaining, but in my head, I knew what I was going to pick. I knew what I was going to pick the second day of the trial. Because let me tell you something. The witness, the person that got shot, did not cooperate at all. He did not cooperate. He was just, "I don't know them. I don't know. I just picked anybody." No, you ain't picked anybody because you had their descriptions down. He had everything down. However, you said 2 people shot you, but there was only 1 gun and only shell casings from 1 gun, even though they had different colors. Even though the shell casings were different colors, the ballistic evidence showed that it was one. Ballistic evidence showed it was shot from 1 gun. And after saying you don't know who shot you to "I know who shot me" and everything, there still was not enough proof. There still was enough proof on who shot who. And this is my thing. I don't want to put nobody behind no bars if you don't have all of your goddamn evidence. I can't say pick and say, oh, this person is guilty. Oh no, this person is not guilty. And then I got to sleep. No, that would not sit right with me. And we deliberated some like 30 minutes on Monday. And it took us a good 2 hours on Tuesday. And then, you know, we went out there and we gave our verdict. But just the whole process, it was great to do. And I enjoyed doing my service and everything. But I did feel bad for the attorney that was prosecuting the case, because it was thrown into her lap. She had to get all this evidence together, but she didn't have enough witnesses. She didn't have enough proof. And, you know, let me tell you something. Those guys, they were no angels, okay? They were no goddamn angel. And, you know, I think the lawyers, their closing statements were good, but one just went overboard. And I'm like, you already got this case, so please stop. I mean, he was just going in. He was just going in. But I did like one of the lawyers. It was the last defendant lawyer. It was just the way he was just so calm, and then his voice would just raise real high, and then he just when he gave his closing argument, he just kept it in your head about what this case was about. And I mean, he kept saying it was like a song. It was a song. One shooter, one gun. One shooter, one gun. And I'm like, okay, we already established that after all the cops done came up. So they had all these cops, they had detectives, they had the former attorney that was on the case, I guess the DA, the former assistant DA. She got a promotion, then they pushed it on. Look, I don't got time for all these goddamn names. Look, I just wish that she had more evidence. She had more evidence. And then when she didn't have enough evidence for us to say, okay, this person is guilty, it was for a different case. It was for a different case, so we could not find them guilty. Then they picked me to be the foreperson. They picked me to be the foreperson to say guilty, not guilty. And because you know, I was just telling them what was on my mind. I was just straightforward in the room. But the women that were in the room, they were nice. It was another black guy with me, and I thought he was white, but he had a Spanish last name. So hey, I don't know. But we all were talking. We were having a good time. We talked about different cases that we've been on. Some people have been on trial for the first time. It was a fun experience to do, but I just wish that they had more evidence. And, you know, I think she knew she had lost. I think she knew she lost. Before we even went back there, I knew she knew that she lost. But let me tell you something. Her closing argument was everything. It was a great closing argument. But that reasonable doubt, that is something that is crazy, because even if you think a person did something, you can't go based on what you think. You have to go based on the facts. You have to go based on the facts. And I wonder, I need to probably go back and watch some of my videos. And I'm like, they know. It's common sense to me. No. It's not. Your common sense is already telling you, yes, this person is guilty. Okay. Yes, yeah, I know they're guilty. But can you prove that they're guilty? It's not using your common sense to me. It's you present me with your evidence and prove it to me. And if you can prove it to me, then there should be no way in my mind where I can think, well, I think this person. No, it should be this person is this, that person is guilty, and that person is guilty, because this evidence showed that on such and such date, they shot this person, he had this gun, they had fingerprints, they had the gunpowder and everything. They ain't had nothing. No fingerprints, no gunpowder, no blood that show. It was just crazy. And then like the person that got shot, the complaining witness, this person done did 11 goddamn robberies. Oh my God. So it's like, how can we say these people did it when he said he didn't know who did it? It could have been somebody retaliating. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. And then, we thought the damn judge was sleeping. The judge is in his 70s, and we thought he was sleeping up there, but he was not sleeping. He got them together. Anytime somebody said something wasn't right, they would object, and then he'd like overrule and no, run that back. And then the court stenographer, let me tell you, the court stenographer, she just all over the goddamn keyboard. And then, because I couldn't hear the witness, the one that got shot, the complaining witness, I couldn't hear him. And I was getting upset. The judge was like, oh, I can see one of the jurors is getting, I need you to speak into that microphone. And then he was like, oh, fuck this case, I don't care, blah, 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 blah. Then he was talking about, his family and all of that. So it was just a mess. It was a mess. And for me, I learned one thing. I will never do a case where the defendants don't take the stand. Because if you are not guilty, why can't you get on that stand and defend yourself? If you can't defend yourself, it's something you are hiding. It's something you're hiding, but they didn't have enough proof to say that you did something. That's the only thing. We did not have enough evidence to go off of to say that the 3 people were guilty. But, I do hope, I just really wish that I could have spoken to them because they were young. I just wanted to tell them, get your lives together. All of this, shooting and stuff, and I don't know what else they was into, but, it was just too much. It was just, the case is too much. The case was too much. It was too much. And I just hope that they get their lives together. But I don't know if they're in jail for other things like the complaining witness was. He's going to wait for a long time. Committed 11 robberies. That's fucking great. Everybody that was involved are young. They're under the age of 23. It was crazy. So my experience as a juror is this. If they ask me, do I have a problem with the defendant not getting on the stand? Yes, I have a problem with it. That will be the next time I'm ever selected. But I don't have to worry about that for another 3 years. Not unless I really want to go do a case. But it's all about that evidence, and you got to have that evidence. And you can't go based on what you think. You have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that person is guilty. And if you have any doubts, they're guilty. Not guilty. And that was the thing. After a while, we're all talking about different things, but it's listen, y'all. If we're all thinking things, if we're all thinking this could happen, that could happen, then she didn't prove her case. So what are we going to do? What do y'all want to do? And, we all came to our decision. And I was shaking. When the court crier came in the room and was telling me, all right, so since they picture as the forerunner, I'm going to say this, I'm going to read out the charges, and then when I say guilty or not guilty, you'll say whatever the verdict is. And, that's what happened. So, would I do a jury again? Yes. I hope next time I get picked for a simple case, or if I'm not picked for a simple case, I want the prosecutor to have all the goddamn evidence so we can convict someone. And because she didn't have all the evidence, she could not convict. And I guess for a case like that, they were not going to do that. And you know what fucked this case up? She didn't have the cell phone records, all the complete cell phone records, no fingerprints. Just because there was one gun, you can't say that. He said 2 people shot him, but there was only one gun and evidence from one gun. You can't say that they all did. That was my thing. So, yeah. It was a crazy trial. The lawyers did their thing. 2 of the lawyers did their thing. One went overboard, but one was excellent. And the prosecutor, she was excellent. She was excellent with her closing statement. But she didn't have enough proof. And I know she's glad that this shit is over. But she has to do one more, I think, for one of them. And that one we found him guilty on. But because it was not, the only reason why we can't call him guilty was because it was not pertaining to this case. It was pertaining to a different case that where they had someone come in that was a witness that seen the person with the gun and where they put the gun. But it wasn't for that case. It was for a different case. But she was using him as a witness for this case to say that this person shot them. But that was the person that they said was not at the scene. So it was crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like you know these the people, but there's no proof. Not enough proof. Not enough proof because we don't know who did it. So yeah, y'all. That was my experience as a juror on a case like that. I don't think I ever want a case like that again. And I'll just be truthful with the judge as I was this time. But because of my previous experience as a juror on a trial like this, I don't ever want to do anything like this again. Because it was 3 different lawyers, 3 defendants, 1 prosecutor, not enough evidence. We're in here you want us to convict someone based on little evidence. No, you can't do that. You have to have all your shit together. And I know it's not CSI, but come on. If you're going to prove a case, damn it, it better be squeaky clean. And not one time can I think reasonable doubt. So yeah, y'all, I have to go. Thank y'all for watching. Dennis is about to get ready to come over so we can do our R&B Divas recap, and that will be up in the morning. So make sure y'all watch that, and then Michaela and I will be back. If I get time tomorrow, I will record with my mom, so that way we can get a video up and then get another video up. Because I was so busy, like, Mom, I got to get some sleep because I'm on this trial and I can't be up late. Because y'all know I'm not really a morning person. And then I got to get up early so I can get to court. To get to the damn courthouse. It was crazy. I was getting up at 6:30 every morning just to get there at 9:30. And still got there late some days. But it's alright. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. If you've been on a court case, let me know what your experience was. Would you ever do jury duty? Do you throw the jury duty mail in the trash or something? Let me know. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.